Hello guys, welcome back to QNAP live broadcast, and I'm Sam, your host for the topic today. Well, if you have seen our topic last week, last Friday. Sorry, 1 second. Okay. Well, if you have seen our topic last Friday, which is the QTScloud for the cloud, yeah. And today this topic will be the QTS for the cloud for the VM.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And okay, I will use something else. Right. But we prepared you something different here. So wait. Well, is there some difference between the QTS VM version or the cloud version?
Yeah. So I think as far as product is concerned, there is no difference. The product is the same. It totally depends on where you deploy that product. Okay. So basically, QTScloud is our operating system.
Yep.
And you can either keep that operating system on cloud. I mean, you can deploy it on the cloud, or you can deploy it on your local data centers on your VM. Okay, so that's the only difference.
Okay. So today we will also have 4 topics from what is Cloud NAS. Well, if you have followed our video last week, I believe you know that. But if this is the first time using our video for the Cloud NAS, well, we will let you know what that is. And then who will need the QTScloud VM platform? And the third part is if you have chosen to use the QTScloud VM platform, how to use it.
Yeah.
Because that is the most important part. If you're
Yeah.
using a physical NAS, you just plug the power and turn on.
Yeah.
And connect the internet cable. So for the VM platform, how do you use it? And we will make a conclusion with all the QTScloud version features. So we will start from what is Cloud NAS solution, the QTScloud.
Okay, so I think in the last live broadcast, we already mentioned about what is QTScloud.
Yes.
So I'll just quickly go through it. QTScloud is our QTS operating system hosted on cloud. It could be either your private cloud, or it could be your public cloud. Okay, so that's why we say that QTScloud is the first cloud NAS solution which is being provided by QNAP. Okay, and as I said, the name itself is QTScloud. That means the QTS inside the cloud. And as I said, you can deploy it either in your public cloud, or you can deploy it on your private cloud. When I say private cloud, means you can deploy it as a virtual machine on your private data centers.
Yeah.
So what we are trying to do is we are trying to provide our customers or users the NAS experience through the QTScloud, but without having to purchase the NAS. Okay. All the functions that we have in the QTScloud are similar to what we have in the QTS or in the NAS. Okay, so the only thing we are doing is we are just taking the operating system out of the hardware because currently QNAP sells the NAS hardware as well as the operating system together, but all we are doing is just removing the operating system and providing it to our customers. Why we are doing it? Because we feel some people, they are more comfortable to host their data inside their own cloud, maybe private, maybe public. Okay, so for those people who are more comfortable with the cloud part, they want to have their own infrastructure, we provide them this option.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is one one slide which explains how typically without QTScloud how you would manage your on-premise data. So normally, like before, you might have some NAS or you might have some data and you would like to back it up on your local data centers. So those data centers might be hosted, might be having Hyper-V, VMware or KVM, and you might be having some VM running on top of these. Okay, so but what happens is those VMs, they don't provide you detailed, I'll say more advanced user experience features like sharing the data and
We have one viewer. I don't know what is he doing. Whatever, just ignore him. Hi,
Sorry?
Alex. No, just keep on going.
okay. So the problem is like those hosting your data on premise, maybe they will not provide you the kind of user experience that you need. For example, if you want to, let's say you have shared or saved all your data on local data centers, but if you want to download that data, you want to share that data, you want to browse, you want to search, if you want to do that, you need a software or a VM which is capable of doing all that. So that's why we came up with QTScloud, and the QTScloud is capable of all these because because all these functions are already inbuilt inside the QTS system. Okay, so all the employees of any company, they can access the data. Once QTScloud is hosted on your local data centers on top of, let's say, Hyper-V or KVM or VMware, then your local all the employees, they can access this cloud NAS, or they can access this NAS, and they can share their data, they can back up that data, and they can also share all this data using a share link or through FTP. They can manage all this data. So that's the main advantage of having QTScloud on private data centers. Okay, so I think you said some we already received some questions from some users.
Well, basically, this guy Alex is asking for something else. So, Alex, if you need some information for 932X, please, you can contact our support team, right? And for the topic today is our QTScloud. So, I think we'll keep on going.
Okay. So basically, QTScloud is a virtual appliance that it's running on a public or a private cloud platform. Okay, and this virtual appliance, it gives the enterprises the control to run really critical applications with the best performance, and we provide QTScloud at really affordable pricing. Okay, so that's the main unique part of QTScloud. It's quite affordable.
Yes.
And even the enterprises who don't have a problem with costly software, but even they can choose QTScloud. And we already have the brand name of QNAP NAS, and all the QTS experience we are going to provide it in QTScloud. Okay, so next, I think many people ask this question, like, who needs QTScloud? What is the use case for QTScloud? And like especially for the VM platform. VM means for the private cloud.
Yes.
Who are the people who need this and how they can use it? So we are going to go through that now. So first thing is, like, imagine if there are some modern day organizations, okay, who want to store all their sensitive data on premise, and they have an easy to use interface with data privacy. If they would like to have an easy to use interface with data privacy, so that they can share this data with other users. So for a company who has such kind of requirement, they can use QTScloud. Okay, they can do the data management. They can host the QTScloud on either VMware, KVM, or Hyper-V. Okay, which in turn are hosted on physical servers on premise. Okay, and then they can use the file station in QTScloud. Okay, and then using this file station, they can manage all the files. They can share the files with all the other users. Okay, also we already provide Active Directory and LDAP integration in our QTS system. So it's very easy to set up all the users, and you just deploy the NAS, and you invite all your users, provide access to them, and then everybody can start using and sharing. Okay, so this is one very good example of having very good example of where QTScloud can be used. So basically, enterprise is looking for an on-premise cloud drive or file drive solution can use this. Okay. Also, the second use case would be like large enterprises, who have multi-site data centers. That means they have there are big enterprises and they have data centers across different geographical regions, okay, and they need a very reliable off-site data protection, but it will be a huge capital investment for their hardware, okay. So this is one challenge they face, okay. So imagine like if a company has multiple data centers and they want to back up all this data in the cloud or offsite. When we say offsite means in the cloud, okay. So if they want to back up all this data offsite, what they can do is they can use a very economic or very affordable QTScloud solution, and they can just deploy this QTScloud in all their data centers in different locations, okay, which are hosted on top of some VM, and then they can back up that data through HBS to the cloud. Now it's your choice. Do you want to use a QTScloud in the cloud as well, or you directly want to use HBS to store all your data or back up all your data in the object storage? Both options are available, okay. So it provides a very economic economical solution or very economical option for companies with multiple data centers to back up all their data in one place.
Yes.
Okay, so that's another good use case for QTScloud for VM version. Another very interesting use of QTScloud is like, you know, okay, let me first explain what kind of challenge companies face. Okay, so IT administrators, okay, suppose they have already deployed virtual devices in their data centers and they need to purchase an expensive cloud gateway device to access data, cloud data on premise. Okay, so what happens is like, you know, as I said, many companies they prefer to store their data on the cloud, okay. Yes. But now if let's say they want to access that data on premise, how do they do it? They need a cloud gateway. Yes. And the cloud gateway solutions are really expensive in the market, okay. So what we can do is you can just deploy QTScloud on your data centers, and then using the hybrid mount application of QTScloud. Hybrid mount is like a freely available cloud gateway to all the major object storage, all the major cloud storage platforms, okay. So you can just buy the QTScloud, and hybrid mount comes with it, and it has at least 2 cloud gateways. I mean, you can make 2 cloud gateways for free, and if you want more, you can pay for the license. Okay, so you can use hybrid mount, and hence QTScloud can become a gateway to your off-site cloud storage. Yeah. Okay. So you don't need to purchase any extra cloud gateway devices, or you don't need to purchase any extra software. Okay.
Well, Alex, it's okay. It's okay. We are actually live. So thank you for watching, and we appreciate you keep staying here and looking at our video.
Yeah,
okay.
I think Alex misunderstood maybe
this that is not a pre-recorded video. That is a real live, so we can see your see your message.
Alex, it's okay. We really appreciate you coming here, and I think do watch this video. It's it will be really informative. It has a lot of information. We talk about our latest products, and yeah. So sorry. So we'll continue. Okay, one of the most interesting, and you know, this is one of my favorites. Imagine there's a use case that there's a company who has data stored on their local data centers, but they need to search that data, right? How do they do it? Okay, maybe they have already having a search engine, but if you want to search inside the files, you know, there are so many files out there, like legal team has so many files, marketing team has so many files. Now someday if you want to search for those files, how will you search? I'm talking about searching inside the files, not just the file names, searching the content inside the files. There are very few search engines who can do that, and what we have is QTScloud has QSearch as one of the applications in QTScloud App Center. And this QSearch can help you to find any file, any text file, on the basis of not just their file name, but also on the basis of the metadata that is stored in the file and the content. Okay, so this is really making life easy for enterprises, because if they want to have an advanced Google-like search engine on premise, the only way they can do it right now is just buy the QTScloud, and then you can use the QSearch. I would like to say this thing at this point of time, that QSearch in the QTScloud is not absolutely free of cost.
Yep.
It comes with a basic license. You can get to know more detail about the license for different applications in our software store page. Okay, so these are the 4 different use cases. And having said that, I think what we can do is we can now move to the live demo part, because
Okay.
that is going to take the maximum time. So let's go to the live demo. Okay, so for the live demo, first thing what you need to do is, you need to download the QTScloud image. And the way to download the QTScloud image is, at the moment, you can just go to the you can just go to the internet. You can search in Google about the QTScloud, and once you search for QTScloud, you will be redirected to the QTScloud landing page. And from the landing page, you can simply go and download the image. So let me show you. So I'll just go to Google and just type QTScloud QNAP. And at the moment, our landing page is not published. It will be published in the next 2 days. So I'll just show you the landing page. This is the software page. This is our landing page. Okay, this page will be public. So just go on Google and search QTScloud, and you will be able to see this. Okay. At this moment, it's internally hosted. So in this page, all you need to do is just scroll down. Let me scroll down, and once you scroll down, you will be able to see the download link for the QTScloud image. Okay, so just a second. And yeah, so here you can see at the bottom of the page, we have the link to download the QTScloud image. Okay, so once you download the QTScloud image, that's the first thing. And the image size is big because obviously it's an operating system, so it takes time to download. Okay, so that's the first step. You download the image. Okay, once you have downloaded the image, our next step is that you have to go to the software store, QNAP's software store. And again, as I told you, you can search on Google for the software store. Sorry, not this, software store QNAP. Yeah, so search for software store QNAP, and this is the software store link. Once you open this link, yeah, you will be redirected to QNAP software store. This is the store where you can purchase license. Okay, at the moment, Cloud NAS is not available on the software store. So again, I will show you our internal site where the Cloud NAS is available. So this is our staging site. Okay, you can click on the Cloud NAS. And yes, so here you can see all the different applications which are available on QTScloud for license. And you can also see the QTScloud license, and you can see this is the QTScloud license software page, and here you can purchase the license. So let me scroll down, and yeah, you can see all our plans are here, the yearly plans and the monthly plans. You can buy any plan. Okay, for the sake of this video, I will like to buy the 24 cores 1-day plan, because it's a test plan. And at the bottom you can also see the download link. So you can see the download link at our landing page as well as at our software store page. And the VHD format is the one which we are going to use today, because we are going to use Hyper-V for demo. Okay, so since we are using Hyper-V for demo today, so you need to download the VHD format file. Okay, so we provide 2 formats, VHD and VMDK, and depending on your requirements, VHD is suitable for some cloud platforms, and VMDK is suitable for some other cloud platforms and VM platforms. Okay, this information you can find on our landing page as well. Okay, so in order to purchase the license, first I will sign in. Okay, so let me enter my username, password. Yeah, so once I sign in, I go to Cloud NAS and I click on the QTScloud. So what I need to do is I need to buy one of the plans, and as I told you, I'll buy this 24 core plus 1-day plan, and I click on add to cart. Once I add to cart, I will be able to see this plan added in my cart. So this is just same as what normal e-commerce websites do. So I just go there and click on checkout. Now after I check out, all I have to do is do the payment. Okay, so you just agree with the QNAP terms and conditions and you can proceed with the PayPal payment option. Okay, so once you perform the payment, automatically this purchase will appear in your license store. So this is the third step. In the license store, you will be able to see your purchase. So you can just go on Google and type license store. Sorry, let me type again. Yeah, QNAP license store. Just type this, and then you will be able to see the QNAP license store. So once you make a purchase, whatever purchase you make, it will appear in your license store. Now again, this one is the public license one. So we will have to show you our internal private one because I have made the purchase from our internal software store. Okay, so let me switch to the staging license store. Just a second. Yeah, this is our alpha. You can see this is our license store which is hosted internally. So once I log in here, I will be able to see my and yeah, and you can see yeah, you can see here these are other licenses which I just bought, and this is the one which I just bought. Okay, so this is the one we can use, and just go down, click on the just click on choose your license and click on the activation and installation button, and just click on activate on QNAP device. Once you click on this, choose the second option, that is activate using license key, and click on the next button, and this is the license that appears. Okay, so copy paste this license and this we will use later. Okay, so once that is done, the next thing is, once we have got the license, the next stage is we need to start deploying our we need to deploy our QTScloud on Hyper-V. So open the Hyper-V manager and you can start, click on the new and start a new VM. Okay, just give it any name, maybe QTScloud underscore maybe 1. Yeah, and click on the next and choose generation 1, and I recommend you to assign 2048 2 GB of RAM. Okay, and then choose this as a default switch and click on the next, and then choose a VHD file, and the file the QTScloud image that you downloaded on your computer, you can choose that one. Okay, and then click on the finish button. Once you do that, your VM is created. As you can see now, the VM is created. So this is the QTScloud VM. Now it is created. Now you will see its status is off. Just go on the start button. Once you click on the start button, the status will start shows starting, and it's running now. Okay, so now your VM is running. Okay, you can see all the details, networking details at the bottom. You can see the memory assignment and everything you can see here, and you can see the MAC address also here. Okay, and you can see the memory, and all the other details are here. Okay, so remember this MAC address because we'll need it later. Okay, then go and click on the connect button. So let me show you. Yeah, here, connect button. So go to the connect, and once you click on the connect button, the VM, your VM, that is the QTScloud virtual machine, will start. So because this is opening for the first time, so it will take some time to open this VM. Yeah, so yeah, it takes some time. As I told you, this is we are running for the first time, so it takes a little bit of time to start it. So once your VM is start, I would like to say something here very important, that because it's going to take some time to start the VM, what you need to do is you need the IP address of your virtual machine. Why we need the IP address? Because we need to type that IP address in the web browser. The only way to know the IP address at this point of time is you can log into the VM that you created. Once you go to the login terminal and you log in with the default password. Now I am to login terminal, and admin is the user, but the default password is a MAC address without the colons. Okay, so this is very important. Enter the default password, that is MAC address without the colons. So once I enter that, and yeah, I have logged in now. So once I log in, I need the IP address, so I just type ifconfig -a, and you can see In the Ethernet 0 part, I can see the IP address, which is 172.17.202.9. So let me type that 172.17.202.9. Oh, I think I typed the wrong one. Just a second. 172.17, yeah, 202.9. Yeah, I think wait, I think I typed the wrong IP. Just a minute. Let me try again.
Okay.
And 202.9. Yeah. Okay. So now you can see we have reached the VM, but it's saying hard drive missing, because I have not attached any hard disks. Okay. So what we can do is we can go back to the Hyper-V manager and we can assign a hard disk. So in order to do that, you can go to the settings and see all the details here. Okay, in the settings you can see like there is only one there is no additional hard disk. And if you want to attach a hard disk, first you need to close the VM. So first turn it off, okay, and then go to the settings again, and then again attach a hardware, add hardware and SSCI control, and click on the add button. Again add, and then choose a new virtual disk and click on the next, and you can choose VHDX format, and dynamically expanding is okay, and just give it some name. Let's say disk1.vhdx. Okay, click on the next button and assign at least 200 GB. Okay, and then again click on next and click on finish, and the extra hard disk that we want to attach to our VM will be done now. Okay. Okay, so I think there's some issue. Maybe let me try again. Normally it shouldn't happen, but let's see. I think I'm not able to attach extra hard disk. Let me try again. I think some error from my side maybe. Let's see. Yeah, I think everything looks okay. Yeah, size is also okay. Let me try again. Yeah, I think the VHDX format, everything seems to be okay. Dynamically expanding, all the criteria are correct. I don't know why it is failing. So yeah, the size is also correct. Let me try again. No, it still fails. Let me think. I think it could be the name, the disk name, because I think the disk name which I gave could be the problem. Let me see. Let me give it some other name. Maybe my disk, or maybe yeah, my disk next, and let's see. And yeah, it's done. So I think just it was the problem of the disk name.
Great.
Maybe you can't name it disk 1. Maybe it's limitation of Windows. So yeah, so once we do that, that's it. We have attached a separate hard disk to our VM, and you go to settings and you can see this extra hard disk here. Okay, so this is 200 GB hard disk attached. Now again start. So what we need to do is we need to start this VM again, and once it's up, we need to see whether the IP address is still the same or changed, because we are rebooting the VM. So it's possible that the IP address might have changed. Okay, so let's try to log in again. Let me check if the IP address is same. No, I think it's not reachable. So either it's not started or the IP address is different. So let me try again. Let me log in, going the same process. Let me log in, connect to the VM. And yeah, so again, the default login password for QTScloud is admin, and password is your MAC address without the colon. Okay, so you can use that MAC address without the colon to log in for the first time, because until that's the default password. Okay, so this information is very vital. So just waiting for the okay, it's on the login page. So just enter my admin and password, and again I just check for the IP address, and I think the IP address is still the same. 202.9. So let me enter, and yeah, so the IP address is still the same, and just click on start installation. Okay, and as you can see now, you will have to enter the license key. Okay, so once you click on the start smart installation, you will be asked to enter the license key. Now you can enter the license key. What you need to do is you can go back to your license manager, and you can copy that license which we saw before. So just go to activation and installation. You can try again, activate on QNAP device, and activate using the license key. Next, and that's the license key. Okay, so you just copy paste this license key and you can enter here. Yeah, so we have to copy one by one. Yeah, so at the moment we have to copy one by one. Yeah, so once you copy enter the license key, click on this checkbox and click on the submit button. So once we click on this submit button, the NAS installation should begin. Okay, so yeah, so as you can see, the NAS initialization step has started. So we'll skip that step and we'll move to another NAS which is already set up, because the initialization takes a lot of time. And I'll enter this NAS which is already set up by me, and it's hosted on one of our internal servers on the Hyper-V. Okay, so the next step is I'll show you, once you have initialized your QTScloud NAS, what is the next thing you need to do. So this is the first time I am entering this NAS. So what I need to do is, first I need to make sure that all the storage pool and volumes are attached, and all storage pool and all those things are configured. So because this is the first time setup, so we'll have to do it. Okay, so at the moment you just have a new NAS, so you need to do all this. Okay, so let's close this, and we can add a new storage pool. Okay, and remember we had added a 200 GB of a hard disk, a separate hard disk for this NAS. Okay, so we'll use that to create our storage pool. Yeah, this is the disk which is available, and click on the next, and just, I think we can skip this and just click on the create. So this will create the storage pool. So I think this is the part which most of our users are already familiar with, because they have been using NAS. But for the first time users, it's very important to know that you can create the storage pool. It's the same process as you use it to create on a physical NAS. Once the storage pool is created, the next thing is to create the volume. Okay, so let me click on this add volume, and I would like to, for the sake of this video, I would like to add a volume to my storage pool. And let's go for a thick volume for this video. Just go for a thick volume. Users can choose whatever they want, so you can assign how much space you want. I would like to quickly go through this process, and yeah, so my volume will start creating. As you can see here, the volume has started creating. So now this is our NAS setup, QTScloud NAS setup going on. So this is a NAS. Again, it is hosted on our internal data center, which is and which has a Hyper-V running. So this is a QTScloud running on Hyper-V. Okay, now once our volume is created, we can click the file station and we can see the folders are here. So that means the volume is already created. Okay, so we can see all those folders here already. Okay, so now once this volume is created, what we need to do is this. I'm going to show you our first use case, and the first use case is that we would like to enable protocols like Samba, CFS, and those, and we'd like to make sure, we'd like to show that other users are able to upload the data from their local machines to this NAS. Okay, so Any questions at the moment?
I see the speed for your controlling is really smooth,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah,
It's just like using a real physical NAS.
yeah, yeah.
I thought that if that is for a VM, the speed might be a bit slower.
Yeah, no, but it's hosted internally. Okay, so let's go to the control panel and I'll show you. You can go to WinMac NFS and just enable the file service and click on apply button. So this way I'm going to enable my NAS to accept a Samba connection from any device in our network. Okay, so once that is done, I'll show you that from my local machine I will connect to this NAS. Okay, so yeah, again it takes some time to apply. Some parts take time, but I think those are not related to network or QTS. It's just they are it takes time. Okay. So now I have enabled SMB on my NAS. So I'm going to go to connect to server on my Mac, and I'll check this is the same IP address and just click on the connect button. Enter your IP address here and make sure it's correct, and just click on the connect button. So once I do that, it will soon connect. Yeah, so I can enter as admin or as a guest user. At the moment we don't have any additional user, so I'll enter as admin. Okay, and so I think I'll just enter my admin username and password and I can connect. I think then it should directly connect. So my Windows or my Mac, so you can see all the folders are here. So I can click on any folder which I'd like to mount on my Windows machine. So let's wait for it to connect.
Okay.
And so now you can see on my Mac machine here, this server is showing. So I have successfully mounted QTScloud on my Windows on my Mac machine. Sorry. Okay. So now what we are going to do is I'm going to transfer some files on this cloud, on this QTScloud or on this NAS. Let's call it NAS. Okay. So I'm going to transfer some files from my local desktop, okay, on the NAS. So let me pick one file, maybe this one. Okay. I transfer it on my NAS. And depending on the network speed, it could be slow or it could be fast. Now my laptop is currently on Wi-Fi, so probably it's going to be slow. But if you are on the Ethernet, if you are on LAN, I think it will be much faster. Okay. So yeah, you can see this file is transferred on my NAS. So I can just open my NAS interface, open the file station, and in the file station, you can see, this file is already added. Now the thing is, I told you about the file drive use case. Now what I can do is, I can share this file with anybody in my company.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of QTScloud. Okay. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to click on this button at the top and click on create a share link. Okay, so I'm going to share this file. Okay, and I can choose my domain IP, and I can choose for how long this file will be valid or this share link will be valid. I can also provide a password. So let's call it QNAP. So I'm providing a password. So people can download this file only if they have this password. And I can copy and provide this link to anybody. So anybody who has this link, they can just open the browser, paste this, and you can see they will be asked for a password. So they can just enter the password QNAP, and once they do that, they will be able to see this file. So now you can see how easily I have shared the file. So the whole point is, when you back up all the data from the different employees on the QTScloud, it's very easy to share as well. And you can view the files also directly, because we provide the viewer also. Okay, so you can view the files, PDF files, and there are many files, JPG files also you can directly view in the QTS. So that's the advantage of having a QTScloud. Okay, so this was the use case which I wanted to show to our users, that how to create a file drive on premise, and I just showed you how to do that. Okay, so I think now we can go back to our PPT. So do you have any questions so far about the demo?
Well, so far, I think everything is okay, because you have made all the demos very clear and very smooth. So I believe for every user, they have seen your demonstration, they will know how to install the QTScloud on the VM. Yeah. So the main purpose of this live broadcast was to show the users how to
download the QTScloud image and how to create an instance on Hyper-V.
Yeah, of course.
We also support VMware, we also support KVM, but as I said, just one platform, Hyper-V, has taken us more than half an hour.
Yeah.
So, in one demo, in one live broadcast, we can do only one. So we chose Hyper-V because most of the users, they use Microsoft Hyper-V. Okay. So it's very simple. You can just create a virtual machine, a QTScloud virtual machine on Hyper-V, and that's what we have shown. Maybe in the future upcoming live broadcast, we can show how to create on VMware.
Of course.
Okay.
Well, so let's move on to the next topic, which is the features of the QTScloud.
Yeah.
For the VM platforms.
Yeah. So I think this part probably you can explain better than me because
well, basically, since that we say that is a QTScloud, that actually that is at pretty basic 100% as the same as you are running a QTS on a physical NAS. Yeah. So for the cloud storage gateway and the storage mount, well, basically you can do this on the QTS. Of course, you can do it on the QTScloud, and by mounting different third-party cloud or other storage devices, so you can easily expand your storage capacity.
Yeah.
And since you can do the file sharing with like encryption or password and even the validity of your files,
yeah.
The share link of your files, so basically you can do that on QTScloud, yeah, for sure. And basically, we have our source-based duplication, which is in our hybrid backup sync 3.0 version. Yeah. We will also introduce that later. Yeah. And cloud data protection, security, of course, that is the most important thing of a NAS. So since we are an expert on producing NAS, so we will 100% make this totally safe. And of course, well, if you need any new informations about our what is that? We have our website, and we will keep on updating all the new security issues and information on our website. So if you want to follow up that, you can just follow our website. And for all the rest of the good to use QPKG, we have them on the QTScloud.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this is the right-hand side. This bunch of the third-party storage providers are what we can provide, and you can work it with the QTScloud. But this is not all. By the limitation of this page, so we put those which are more familiar with the users. But actually, we have more than 20.
20. Yeah, I think we have around 20 in hybrid mount.
Yeah. And
so the goal or the main purpose of this feature is suppose you have let's say QTScloud hosted on your internal data centers. Okay, now imagine if you want to have more storage without buying more storage, and imagine you already have purchased storage on any of the cloud platforms. Yes. Let's say Amazon S3. What you can do is you can directly mount that storage in QTScloud. Otherwise, there is no way to do that. But with QTScloud, just use the hybrid mount application. And hybrid mount is a cloud gateway, as we know. So you can directly mount any storage which you have already purchased.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Well, for this, this is our hybrid backup sync, which we usually type in HBS3. Yeah. Well, we have a new function from last year, which is our format of the duplicate file. We call it QDedup. Yeah. Well, the feature is that you can do the base source side deduplication. Yeah. And for example, if you have 3 files and 60% of the 3 files are the same, when you are doing the backup, and the HBS3 will just give you one backups for the 60%, and for the rest are the different blocks from different 3 files. Yeah. And for every time when the HBS is doing the backup, it will only back up the new files and the new blocks that has been changed. Yeah. So when your files has been deduped on the source side, and this will lessen the cost for your storage and of course for your bandwidth. So when you save something, which means you earn more. Yeah.
So basically, like for enterprise who are looking for a hybrid cloud solution, So let's say QTScloud has on-premise. So there is QTScloud on-premise and they want to back up data off-site, that is on the cloud. Now when they want to back up data, now the data is like for enterprises like terabytes, huge terabytes, which will be, if they want to back up, it will be very expensive. But with hybrid backup sync, there are two things they can do. First is they can back up for free to the cloud. Second, it will do the dedupe. That means it will save them the time.
Yes.
Okay, and also the bandwidth.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is extremely good for somebody who's looking for a hybrid solution.
Yes.
Hybrid backup.
Yeah. And for the next slide, these functions, no matter it's the data sharing functions that you've been using on our QTS platform, or the privileges management for the basic user or the advanced user, or some domain security method and solutions, all the things that you can use on our QTS, you can use it on our QTScloud.
Yeah.
And for this, of course, users are concerned about, okay, since I'm choosing your NAS because you have security and you have snapshots and different versions of the backups, can I also use it on your QTScloud? Of course.
Yes.
You can still enjoy all the snapshot and the versioning function.
Yep.
And of course, you can use our QNAP, QVPN, which is, we call it QBelt. That is still workable on the QTScloud.
Yes.
For the next part, and which is kind of the last part, when you are using the physical NAS, if there are any information about your data or your bandwidth or your maybe the power issue or other things.
Any system event, anything that happens in your NAS which will produce a notification.
Yes.
If you want to be notified about them, you can use our notification center, which supports multilingual notifications. So if somebody wants notifications in Chinese or some other language, they can receive those notifications on their phone through SMS also.
Of course.
So we have this notification center application, which is very, very comprehensive in providing all kinds of notifications on your phone.
Yes, you can use SMS and even Skype.
Yeah.
Yeah. And for all this, like the backups for the hybrid backup sync 3 and the box save, which we launched that last year, the end of last year. And the middle part is the file management QPKG, which is really popular for all the QNAP NAS user, the Q search and Q filing, and the multimedia is QMAG, right? Yeah. So this useful QPKGs are also still enabled on the QTScloud. So you just go to the App Center and then download that, and you can use it. Yeah. So we are making the conclusion that for the QTScloud are now you can run that on VMware, Hyper-V, and the KVM. Yeah. So we comes to a very important topic that if I want to use the QTScloud VM version, do I have to buy for one time and forever? Or if I have some hardware specification requirement, how can I choose? And is it gonna be different price on the spec?
Oh, okay. So I think we can go to the last slide, which is about the pricing. And yes, our pricing, license pricing is based on the hardware specifications. So for example, let's say there's a big enterprise and their VM is, let's say they are running their VM on a 8-core, let's say their VM is an 8-core machine, okay, or a 12-core machine or a 16-core machine. So depending on what kind of VM they are running, they will have to pay the separate license. And normally, if you're just running a single core or a dual core machine, normally I don't think large enterprises will need just a single core or dual core license, because most of them, they might be running their local data centers on at least 8-core CPUs. Okay, so what they can do is they can purchase the license for 8-core, 12-core, 16 or 24-core. And this same information is also available in our software store. And you can buy a monthly license or a yearly license. It's suitable. We have given this recommendation because it totally depends on, what happens is all these cores, no matter which core you choose, the QTScloud features are the same. So, there's no difference between any of these plans. The only difference is like they are different pricing based on the number of hardware cores you're using. Okay. So, but what we do is we can tell you that, if you have, let's say 100 to 200 users in your company, it's better that you go for a 12-core machine.
Yeah.
We recommend that. This is based on our testing that, we recommend that if you have these many number of cores, we recommend you, if you have these many number of employees, or if you have these many number of concurrent connections, we recommend you to use 12 cores. Why? Because it will give you better performance. Okay,
yeah.
so performance is something like the more performance you want, the better you have to pay for it. So that's how we have priced our QTScloud.
Yeah.
Okay.
So thank you for letting us know how to choose and the pricing, and that goes the end of our presentation today. So I believe the topic is how to download and how to install and how to use the QTScloud VM version.
Yeah.
So which is the most important part. So
yeah.
Thank you for all the demonstration and the pricing introduction. So if you want to see more about, or you want to see all over again the demonstration, please go to live.qnap.com and use QTScloud as the keyword to search this video, and you can check all the videos again. And thank you, Azim, for all the introduction. We will see you next time on QNAP Live Broadcast.
Okay,
Bye.
thank you everyone. Thank you, Sam.